celebrating back-to-back Nats. Perfection wears red and black tonight. 15-0. The Dogs have done it and won a second consecutive national.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Not again.
Lead flicker to get the night started. Downfield looking for Godwin. Into his hands. And guess which Dogs are barking first? Uga, get after it.
Sonny Michel will send the Dogs home to the championship game.
And Bobo throws that thing in the end zone and
Yes!
touchdown! Touchdown in the goal line!
Sigue Ringo, corta dentro, Ringo, touchdown! Georgia! The Georgia Bulldogs bludgeon their way to back-to-back. Glory, glory. Georgia, as the fight song says.
This is our love for each other. 1 + 1 = what? 3. We are better together and we are connected.
This is Robert Iron E. Singleton, a.k.a. D-Dog from The Walking Dead, or Alton from The Blind Side, and you are watching Respect the Hedges on the Fan Addict Sports Network. All right, guys, go Dogs, sick 'em.
What's going on, Dog Nation and Respect the Hedges family? We are in here for another episode of Respect the Hedges, a part of the Fan Addict Sports Network. Hey, man, we're going to go ahead and jump into this thing, man. We got a lot to talk about after this fresh, Longhorn whooping we put on Texas this past weekend. So, as always, y'all know we brought to you by the Tailgate Kings. All right, man, let's get this party started, man. Bring some of my fellas on so we can talk about this thing, man. First in the building, man, is our guy, JB. What's going on, JB?
What's going on, crew? Coach? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful weekend, man. I ain't used to being first, but I sure appreciate it. We had a great time out there in Austin, Coach, man. I hate that we couldn't do the live broadcast and bring you guys some of the footage that we were encountering out there. I just have to say, man, we did put a spanking on those guys on the field, but kudos to their fans. They had some of the best fans that I've ever encountered, period, out here while playing against guys and gals in other schools in the SEC. I'm ready to get this week started, though, Coach. So let's get at it.
That's right, man. That's right. Shout out to the Longhorn fans in Austin, man, showing the hospitality to the Dogs in their first year in the SEC, man. Next up is our guy, Cool Cal. What's going on, Cal?
What's up, brothers? What up? What up? What up? Man,
What up,
great weekend. Great weekend. Man. Like, I don't know, JV just came and stole all my thunder. I was going to say the exact same thing he said, man. The fans, the atmosphere out there, it was fantastic. They were real respectable, too, in the fact that they was like, you know what, man, we ain't on y'all level. We ain't there yet as a program, and they respected it. And it was good to see, man. Had a great time out there, man. And, I was really excited what we did. I'm sure we all are excited what we did. We got some things, obviously, to work on, but that defense, it looked amazing.
Right. Definitely got some stuff to work on. We'll get into it, man. Let's bring in our guy, CA. What's going on, CA?
Man, glad to be in the building. I'm about 5 minutes away from the studio, but I had to make sure to check in. Dogs, big time victory in Austin. I was glad to see the fellas having a great time on site, and we had a great time at Creature Comforts down there, holding it down in Athens, interacting with the fans, making sure we got all the good dog feedback. But I enjoyed the game more than anything else. I was extremely proud of that performance. I'm sure we'll get in depth on that coming up here soon.
That's right, man. Listen, man, respect the Hedges. We was everywhere this weekend. We was in Austin and we was in Athens, doing it big everywhere, man. So shout out to the people already in the comments, man. Y'all already know who first is our first lady. She say, "Go Dogs, let's go, Vandy, horns down." This will be the got to get that horns down. We got some footage coming up in the Where's Hina, man. There's a lot of horns down going on in the footage, so we'll show that here in a minute. Our guy Ben G, resident Texas fan, is saying, "Hook'em, gonna see you losers in Atlanta." I don't know about losers. You might know a little something about that. That's my guy Ben G, though.
The one bad fan, the one salty fan. That's all.
Hey, nah, Ben G straight. Hey, what's going on, Hina? Hey, what a weekend!
What up,
That's
Hina?
right. That's right. It was a good weekend.
Shout
Our
out
guy.
to Hina for absolutely bringing us to the holy grail of tailgating out there in Texas too, man.
What?
Shout out to Hina.
Right. Sooner Legends gets in, says Georgia took belt to ass. Yes, we did. We did that. We did. Texas fans are a bunch of crybabies, at least the ones on social media. Let's see. Who else in the building? J Dog in the building says, "Boom, down goes number one. Go Dogs, sick 'em." That's right, J Dog. We appreciate you getting in. Odd Future in here to take his licks. Texas fan. Lord, my prediction was way off. It be like that sometime, Odd Future. It be like that sometime. We appreciate you showing up, though. You know what I'm saying? Not hiding like some of the other Texas fans. We definitely appreciate you and Ben G for coming in here and doing that. Kadarius Favors, what's going on? Says, "Go Dogs." We appreciate you getting in here.
Go Dogs, look cuz. That's my little cuz.
Hey, let's go ahead and jump into this, man. Y'all already know when Hina travels to the game, which is most of the time, she gets the amazing footage. You already heard JV say she had some amazing connects for the tailgate, and you'll get to see some of that footage here. So let's go ahead and find out where's Hina hiding.
I'm with Pete Hamill here. Respect the Hedges. Got a question for you. What's it going to take for Georgia to win today?
Georgia is going to have to stop the run.
Okay, thank you. Hey, look who I'm with. Harry Douglas, man. What's up, Respect the Hedges? Harry, I just got one question. Who's fucking winning today? Oh, shit! I'm not going to win.
Economy in Jonesboro.
No! Oh, dude, that's wrong. He did me wrong. You did me wrong. Okay, who you got today? What? Y'all doing me wrong. My dogs, come on now. Respect the Hedges. Here we are in Austin,
Texas.
Go Dogs. But wait, look at this sign. Oh my. Oh, he remembers. He remembers. But
So
wait.
I just want to tell you, we went to the Sugar Bowl, and I want to say the Georgia fans are the best fans we've ever played against.
That is
great,
so
great,
sweet. Oh my God.
Very gracious. Very gracious.
I love it. See, it's all love. Especially you're in the SEC now. It's all love. All love. Thank
Sorry,
you.
couldn't make it. I guess he wasn't feeling good or something.
You know, we didn't need a replay of that right there. Go Dogs. At a Texas tailgate. Look at this shit. Go Dogs! Let's go! That's right, go Dogs! No! But wait, I got my dog right here! Hey, right there! Man, it's crazy out here. What do y'all need to do to beat us?
Fucking shut down your fucking defense. It's game over.
Hey, but wait a minute. You haven't played a real defense yet. Are you scared?
Today we're gonna fucking shut them down. They're gonna run away actually. Scatter and fucking go.
Come on, no. We got this, right, Shannon? Let's go. I go Dogs! I got my dogs in Texas. Let's go, baby! Yeah, I see you way back there. I see you.
Here's KJ. Here's KJ.
Okay, KJ. Okay, let's go.
Let's go, KJ!
Crazy. Okay, okay. All we do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get it up. Go Dogs, baby.
And all that good stuff, man.
All of that and then some.
Appreciate y'all.
Go Dogs.
Hina with the fire contest. Shout out to Hina, our own campus correspondent and our tailgate. Listen, man, she's a tailgate titan. She be everywhere.
Hina be everywhere. She got the connects, coach. Golly.
Oh, talk about that tailgate, JB. Listen, man, y'all had a good time, though.
Hey, listen, man, tailgate. First of all, man, like I said, shout out to those to the Longhorn, Texas Longhorn contingency out there that was just sitting it out and having a great time out there, man. We had a few guys who we bumped into, met. They were phenomenal. They were awesome people, man. They really had a really great spread. Look, they love it. They love the tailgate just like the dogs do, baby. And we had a great location, literally right outside the stadium. Everybody was live. Everybody was looking to have a great time. And we had a little trash talk going on, but man, it was respectful. Again, like Cal said, seems like the whole crowd was gravitating toward us. Coach, I don't know what it is, but everybody love a good dog in their life, man. So shout out to the folks who was enjoying us as much as we was enjoying them. You know what I mean?
Cal, you was having a little fun over there with old boy was trying to do the horns up. You was right in his face.
Hey man. We had to take it back to the dirty South, man. You know, them boys, you know, they done came on over to the SEC. They getting a little taste of what it's really like. And I will say this, man. I think that this definitely could become a great rivalry, you know, with them. You know, obviously they're a big time program as well. They got a lot of pride, and we talk to a lot of fans. You know, they're excited about coming to Athens next year. You know, so I'm looking forward to that. That's going to obviously be another huge game. So it was a good time, man. We was out there. We got into a little battle. It was cool, man. So you know, we got into it, and it was a lot of fun out there. I'll say, great experience.
BNG was shooting his shot before the game, and he's mad he missed Hina out in Austin. He said he's throwing plastic bottles at the laptop right now because he missed Hina.
Hey,
I don't know how she was everywhere.
Right.
It was all over.
Right. Hina says the fans were absolutely welcome in there. Shout out again to the Texas fans, man. Like I try to tell y'all, man, like a lot of these social media people be different when they in real life or they don't be at the game in real life talking all that. Most of the time when you go, man, people like to have a good time. Love how the two sides mixed and party together, Hina said. That's right, man. That's what it's all about, having a good time at the game. And while y'all was partying, we was having a good time at Creature Comforts. Shout out to Creature Comforts for hosting Respect the Hedges again for a live pregame show. You know what I'm saying? The official craft beer of the Dogs and official tap room of the Dogs. We also got another live show coming up before we get into the game and what we want to see coming up against Florida for the cocktail party. We got us another live show out there. It's gonna be Respect the Hedges. It's gonna be the Tailgate Kings tailgate pregame show. Black girls grilling. Y'all might want, if you're not going to the game, you want to get to Athens for the pregame festivities. It's on November the 2nd, starting at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 271 West Hancock Avenue, Athens, Georgia. Get there on time and have some fun and stay and party with us, man. That's all I've got to say about that. All right, man. Let's get into it. CA, give me some good takes from Saturday, man. Give me some good takes from Saturday.
I mean, the obvious was the defense. You know, the pass rush. Guess what, Georgia? We found it. There's no need to question it. We got players that are ready to attack the passer, get after these quarterbacks on Saturday afternoons, and it couldn't have been a more welcome sight because I think that does exactly what we saw on Saturday. It gives your team a chance to create turnovers, and I think as a championship caliber team, that was the part that was most exciting for me, to see a defense step up on a huge stage in a hostile environment and do some things we hadn't seen before. We talked about this in the pregame show. Are we going to see single high, or will we see more of a two shell to keep, Texas in front of us and prevent the deep pass? Are we going to be plain in our package, or are we going to be creative and try to find ways to blitz? And that Dalen Everett sack and forced fumble and fumble recovery early in the game was a testament to the coaching staff. So I was impressed because it also showed me that the coaches are saving something for every team. And that's what I wanted to make sure of. We're not going to empty the clip for everybody, but we'll have something special for each one of you. And Texas found out that pass rush was going to be the difference. And that's what I want to, tip my cap to. The defense and the pass rush was extremely impressive.
I'm with that. Cool Cal, give me something positive, my guy.
A little different direction, because you know what, and we all should, man. Carson had a rough game. Yeah, I think he had a rough game. I don't know what it is, with the turnovers, 3.
Give us something positive, dog. Give us something positive.
I'm gonna give you something positive. Give me a little build up.
I got you. Okay.
In the third quarter, we was up 23-15. Texas had us on the ropes. We had a 3rd and 10 in our own, I probably say maybe 10, 15-yard line. Carson goes back, throws a strike over the middle to Arian Smith, keeps that drive going, comes back the next play. I think we hit like a 30, 40-yarder to Delp, go right down the field, score, put the game right back out of reach. That's what I felt like was really positive. Even in the midst of all of his bad play, I felt like he still came out like a champion, made a great play when we needed, because if we don't get that first down, Texas had some momentum at that time. We don't know if they're going to come back down, score again, give us some problems. Now they're back in the game. But I thought that was really big and that was really key. And that's something I think that we can look forward to, going down the stretch. Even if the games, if he's having a bad game, having a tough game, he can still come out and make a clutch play, to pull us through for a victory.
Yeah, that's a good point. My bad for stepping on your toes, Cal.
It's all good, man. It's all have a build up, brother.
JV, something positive about the game, man, other than the good time you had at the tailgate.
Hey, man, did I tell you we had a good time at that tailgate? Golly, man. Listen, Coach, we had a good time at that tailgate. But I do got something, man. Look, real talk. We done gave this guy a lot of grief. All right. The defense did perform. The defense did get pass rush. But, man, let me just give a top end salute and shout out. Our guy at Dalen Everett
Right.
stepped up and had the game of his life to this point for the Dogs. I'm talking about coverage. I'm talking about the blitz. First of all, coach, let me just say that blitz was so perfectly camouflaged that Ewers didn't even look at him. Then he had no suspicion that he was coming. He laid the lumber. And he got an INT. Not only an INT, but he read that cover two defense perfectly and grabbed that INT, caught the ball. Man, the boy had a game. Shout out to Dalen Everett, man, because we've given you a lot of grief, but you showed out against the number one team at that time in the country. And that defense, man, just a double dog salute to all of you. But man, I gotta give that boy Dalen Everett all of his roses for that game.
For sure, man. That doggone Daily Everett was in there and doing it like it's supposed to be done. Shout out to Dalen Everett for getting in on that vicious defense we had going on, man. I want to shout out to Trevor Etienne for being the most consistent and reliable guy we got on offense. It doesn't matter how we get him the ball. We can hand it to him. We can throw it to him. It don't matter how we get him the ball. The dude is always effective. I think I actually think he needs a little bit more touches, but the ones he do get, I think JB said it don't matter if you get 5 touches, 10 touches, whatever, just be effective on those touches. And Trevor Etienne, I feel like, makes the most of all of his touches with the hat trick, 3 touchdowns on Saturday. Shout out to Trevor Etienne, man. Welcome in our guy, Shouted Parker. What's going on, Shouted?
Gentlemen, what's happening? What's happening?
No, man, just in here talking about some of the positive we seen from Saturday, man. We talked about this. We showed the Hina where Hina's hiding, and JV and Cal was out there partying in Texas like it was 1999, having a good old time. But I told we had a good time in Creature Conference too.
As they should.
Give us something positive from Saturday that you saw on the game there, Shawty.
Oh man, first and foremost, just a victory, man. It was good to, go down there and get a victory. And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but that was Kirby Smart's 100th victory. And that was the fastest to 100 wins as any coach in SEC history, even the GOAT Saban.
Right.
So that was good to see, man. Welcome Texas to the SEC, man. Texas had got a lot of praise, rightfully so. Had been, beating up on some teams, you know what I'm saying? But at this point in time, I think we came back and reassured that we are the most dominant team in this conference right now, even though we have had a hiccup. But we just came out and showed that we are still the standard, man. And this is what you got to strive to be. Now Texas know what they need to do if they want to become an elite team program.
Right. I'm with you on that. And speaking of that, hey, it just reminds me of something. It is the petty time with Shelby. Let's get petty with Shelby right quick before we keep going. Shelby says Texas was fined for throwing trash on the field. Does FSU and Auburn pay a fine since the team is the trash on the field? Hashtag, I'm just asking. Go Dogs, anchor down, horns down, signed, First Lady. Oh man, listen, man, the strays are everywhere. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens.
She signed a name to it.
They shooting.
Yeah, for real.
Right. Hey, Cal, I'm gonna let you start, man. What do you think made the Dogs so effective on defense this past Saturday when we've seen some flashes, but we ain't seen no full quarter performance like we did Saturday?
Absolutely. First, I'll say, man, the effort. Going back to 6, going back to Everett. First play of the game, Texas comes out. Their first play on offense, they throw a little pass out to the flats. I believe it was to a running back or a tight end. Everett comes right up, bam, lays them out like a 2-yard game. But you just don't see most corners across the country with that type of physicality. I thought that it said the physicality right from the tone that we come in here to play. Obviously, I think the effort, from the defensive front, they were relentless all game. Even when Texas did have times where they gave their quarterbacks maybe a little bit of time to throw the ball, obviously our defensive backs were doing a great job covering, but their effort was still there to get sacks. And I thought that was impressive. And lastly, I think the most apparent thing, we didn't go out there and miss tackles. We didn't go up and hit guys 4 and 5 yards, let them break free and break off 20 and 30-yard runs. When we came up, we smacked them, hit them in the mouth, we wrapped up, and you played Georgia defense. That was an impressive, as an impressive performance that I've seen, in a long time, considering, who we were playing, a high-powered offense. I think that we were just lights out across the board. I think there's a lot of guys across the board that we could have specifically gave some kudos to, but just overall, defensively, I think the scheme, everything, it looked like dog football out there.
I definitely agree with that. And Shad, I know you like to dive into them X's and O's, man. What you thought about the job that Glenn Schumann did with that defense, man? We had some stuff. I'm gonna let you. I don't want to steal your thunder, so talk about that dog defense and what Glenn Schumann dialed up.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like a great segue because that's where I was kind of heading, man. It was the obvious thing that we saw was the individual effort. I mean, that was just awesome by a lot of guys just having individual effort. But what I was most, impressed with, man, and he said, it looked like Georgia football because we looked like we were prepared. We really looked like we were prepared. There were several plays, especially like on a couple of screen plays I saw where they tried to run, and we was breaking on it as soon as they was coming out of motion. Because every time they go empty from motion, they go to screen, and Everett was breaking up and making a play on the ball. So one thing I said, man, we just looked like we were prepared, and being prepared allowed us to play Georgia football, which is fast and aggressive on defense. So shout out to the defense, man. One thing, I guess I don't know if maybe we was practicing 2 days on Mississippi State, then 3 days on Texas. I don't know what was going on. You know what I mean? But we definitely look more prepared for this game than we have all season. And, man, like I've been saying over the past few weeks, man, we looking like a team that's on a trajectory to go up. We've been ramping up offensively and defensively. So, once again, man, shout out to the defensive side of the ball for sure. We still got some things that we need to work on offense. I don't want to jump to the offense, but, we getting there, Coach. We getting there. We starting to look more like a Georgia football team, as Cal just said.
That's right. CA Starks made a comment after the Mississippi State game, basically calling out his own defense. Just kind of speak to like what that leadership from a veteran player does for a defense like that.
Taking ownership is everything. You can call your defense out, but you got to point the finger at yourself first. So you can always, you'll get way better reception once you look in the mirror and acknowledge the mistakes you've made and how you can be better. And if you're a great player, if you're a strong leader, then the guys around you will receive that and acknowledge what you have to say as far as how they can improve their own individual play, especially when you guys are in the same room and it's representing the same group. So I was glad to see the secondary. Shout out to E-Rob. He challenged everybody in the secondary as a room. And I think they did make a lot of big plays. I mean, consistently throughout the game. We've already talked about Dalen Everett and the great start he had. Having all those plays early in the first quarter was a great way to get Georgia going as far as creating some momentum. But even when I look at the second half, and we got a couple of guys that got ejected because of some powerful licks. Hey, I can't take away from what they gave me. I like the aggression. I like the attitude. Okay, we might not want to do so much with the crown of the helmet, but I'm not going to fault those guys because I saw my secondary compete. And that was really important to me because I know I got Kirby Smart. We don't have Will Muschamp every day, but the practice has to set a tempo. There has to be a temperature. And I saw that on Saturday against Texas. I saw my guys come out and fight. So I think the secondary was really challenged, and they felt that. And Malachi, a big part of that, as far as wanting to do better and be better. So, yeah, no complaints here. Of course, we do have room for improvement always, but I really like the effort that those guys gave on Saturday night.
I'm with you. I think the effort was tremendous on Saturday night, especially on those edges, JV. We've been complaining as a panel and as a nation, as a fan base, on how we can't set the edge. Chaz Chambliss was setting the edge. Damon Wilson was setting the edge. Michael Williams, just talk about that. I don't know what got into them, dog, but it's like they said, not out here. You're not coming out here.
Hey, listen, man, they look like they went to the school of Kirby and they graduated. Those guys held the edge. And let me just say, it was a demonstrative difference that we seen. It wasn't just a little bit. It was almost like the whole defense slid down the bat pole, coach, and became something else. So if you looked at that game, you saw that those guys, they started out, I'm going to use the old Dan Quinnism. They started out fast and they started out physical. And they tried to spread us out, but they couldn't pound us. No dig. So
Oh
yeah,
man,
baby, look.
come on.
It was a beautiful thing to see. And one more guy, I got to shout out, Coach, because he was my star. But let me just let y'all know, man. And I know everybody saw this guy just jumped off the screen. Mr. Jalen. Ha ha. Mr. Jalen Walker, sir. Boy, if you didn't put yourself in a first round discussion off that game by itself, first of all, you look like you took radiation. Then somebody made you angry.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Lord have mercy, he was out there literally Hulk smashing these guys, man. And yeah, coach, man, listen, the edge guys, kudos to all of you all because what the job you all did on the edges, but also in that middle, coach, those guys were stout in the middle and they would win in one-on-one matchups.
Right.
Beautiful thing to see.
Right. And
29 yards rushing.
right. And I think those one-on-one matchups you talk about, JV, allowed our linebackers to free up them guys and make plays to Corey's point. 29 yards rushing. Bruh, that's like, listen, that's natty worthy. You know what I'm saying? That's natty worthy. We can get this offense to catch up to where the defense, because I think Shawty said that we've been kind of on that trajectory and we need to be on that trajectory on the other side of the ball. But before we go into the criticism, the constructive criticism of the offense, I do want to shout out again Trevor Etienne for being consistent, the consistent guy that he is, and shout out to the O-line. Carson was sacked one time, but for the most part, with Jared Wilson coming back at center, I thought that was a huge thing. Shout out to the first lady. She kind of called right. She kind of called it as the running backs being the players of the game for us. So to say, and I just tagged along with that and said I thought Jared Wilson coming back this weekend was gonna be a huge momentum boost for us, and I think it was. Now, outside of that, we played good at times. Cal pointed out that we had some good drives when we needed to have good drives, but I'm gonna let one of y'all take. So we got three areas to talk about, and I want to get into it. So, Cal, I'm gonna let you go in here first, and you get to choose to talk about Beck, Bobo, or the wide receivers. Your choice.
Beck, Bobo,
or the wide receivers. Pick one.
Gotcha. Okay. I'll talk about Beck. I'll talk about Beck. You want me to talk something good about him?
I want you to constructive. No. We on the shit. We done talked about the good. We talking about
all right. All right.
We got to keep it real up in here, Cal.
So, listen, man. I'll go ahead and say this. We'll start with this. We had a few drops. Some things weren't there clean with the wide receivers. But listen, man, you're a fifth-year senior. You're a 2-year starter on the best program in the country. That's a bad, awful performance at the end of the day to go out there and think about it. If Beck just plays an average good game, just an average good game, without the turnovers, maybe one turnover, we beat Texas by probably 30. Like we could have scored into the 40s had he had just an average good game. The way that defense played, we got turnovers, we got sacks. They did everything possible to shut Texas down and gave us every opportunity to blow the game out. We could have been up 30-0 at half instead of 23-0, which is a big difference. So I say that to say, man, he's got to play better. The one thing that I can tip his cap and say is, obviously proven for an Alabama game, no matter how far we get down, there's something that maybe comes alive in him. I don't know if he needs, some sort of, when we go out on the field, he needs to feel like we're down or he's against the wall. I don't know what it is starting the game off. It's really confusing to me with all the experience that he has, and he just seems off on some of the throws. It's a little high, it's low, it's in the dirt. And so he's got to get better. But even if he doesn't, we still have a chance to win the national championship. But if he gets better and gets back to last year's Beck, we're just fine.
I'm with that. Shawty, you can choose Beck, Bobo, or the wide receivers, man. Give us your thoughts.
Can I just short my time and tap all three?
Hey, do it then.
All right. So I won't be, like I said, I'm not making any excuses for any victories. Just from the wide receiver standpoint, I thought we played well. We caught the ball well. We got open. We blocked well. I don't really have any problem with what I saw from the wide receiver position, not just as a whole. Bobo again. I think I can't lie. I've been a hard critic on Bobo. But I like what I saw out of Bobo. I like what he showed me this weekend. He showed me more of a fortitude to run the ball and stick with the running game. He showed me a nice balance. Only thing I would like to see from him, which I think he's doing, is just, once again, we're talking about ramping up. I would just like to see a little bit more pre-snap motion. I would just like to see a little bit more of that. But other than that, I don't have any complaints from Bobo. Because to Cal's point, we should have easily put up 45 points. My main gripe is to what Cal said. Beck. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. You talking about getting better. I don't know if he's gonna get any better because he is who he is. I think he's just being very lazy in his fundamentals. Like the throw he threw, the interception he threw when he was throwing it to Lucky, it's basically like an angle route. The pocket opened up. He had a clear window. He just got lazy and floated the ball. I mean, just nobody was around, just being lazy in his fundamentals. Carson Beck, and we've been talking about this here too. And I will go back to the receiver and quarterback. I don't know what this Arian Smith experiment is and how long it's supposed to go on. Every time he throw an interception, it got something to do with Arian Smith. And I don't know if Arian Smith has option routes. I don't know if he's just out there doing his own thing. I don't know what Arian Smith and Carson Beck doing. So I don't even know if it's so much Carson Beck sometimes. I really think it'd be Arian Smith doing things that he should not be doing and Carson throwing the ball where he's supposed to throw it. But I'm not in the huddle. I don't know the call. But at this point, I'm sick and tired of that experiment. I like trying to get Evans those touches. Granted, I do know the threat that Smith presents. But let's just get him on straight routes where there's no option.
Right.
Deep or dig. Just that simple. Deep or dig. 2 D's for him. That's it. No did. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And yeah, man. Other than that, man, I mean, Carson Beck, like I said, I don't know if he can get better at this point. I think he is who he is. He's being very lazy with his fundamentals. And he may be pressing too much. And it may be a situation where we can't come out and want Lambeau Beck. We might have to ease him in because his personality might be where we have always thought.
Okay. All right. JV. Beck, Bobo, or the wide receivers?
You know what? Listen. I'm gonna pull a showdown on this one. Shout out, but I'm gonna have to touch all of them. But I'm gonna be brief about it. Let me just say this, man. You know what? So the receivers, overall, I think we look good. First of all, shout out to that tight end room. I've been hard on those guys, and they absolutely did step up. Didn't have any drops, and I think you can maybe share a little bit of a drop and an overthrow both on that lucky pass because it did hit the hands. I mean, you got to have some strong fingers on that one, but it was a high ball. But overall, man, they did well. So I did see some drops. There were some drops by the receivers, and they were simple drops, and it was almost like a fundamental lapse draw, right? Like not looking the ball in, things that you need to do to help the quarterback at some time, from time to time. Balls won't always be perfect, but you need to help your quarterback sometimes look better. But overall, they did well. Bobo, I went back and looked at this game, coach, because it was too crunk in that stadium for us to really get a true sense of every play. It was too live. As a matter of fact, it was so live. I think I lost my mind and my voice by like the second quarter, man. It was awesome. But Bobo called a hell of a game. And if not for the fact that we had turned the ball over, all of you guys are right. We would have blown them out, and it wouldn't even been close. It would have been an more embarrassing event for them. So that's that. But when it comes to Beck, listen, he threw 3 interceptions. Actually, should have been 5 interceptions. Like literally, like it was that close on a couple of them. And so I Yeah, I don't know either, man. This is so perplexing that this guy has logged the time that he has, not just even on the field, but you learn a lot when you're sitting there watching. You sit there and watch a guy winning two natties back to back, and some of the things you need to learn is what not to do. You don't throw it into double coverage. I will say that first interception, that was a pretty. I was pissed off at the interception when I first saw it, but on the replay when I went back and watched the game, that was a hell of a play by that backside safety to come and get that play. They get
Hey,
that ball.
JB,
Yeah.
listen, I hate talking about it. It pisses me off. Hey, listen, when he came out pre-snap, he had
He
one-on-one
looked at it.
backside. He should have been looking backside anyway. He should have been looking front side, and he had the backside post wide open.
Hey, listen, I get you. I'm still saying that was a hell of a interception by the backside safety to the guy that he threw it to. Again, I think that I really can't tell you what the problem is, but it seems like once he gets past his 3 INTs per game, he turns into a different person. I just need him to throw those INTs to a DB on our sideline so that our DBs can get a couple touches. He can get the INTs out the way on our sideline, you know what I'm saying, during the game, pre-game, however he want to get it done. And then he come out and be Lambeau Beck that we've seen in the second half of both the Alabama and this game. Man, I just need him to get this together because this guy, I'm all, listen, I don't want to say nothing about the face, but man, I need that face to get more excitement in us. Give me something. He do better for us, Beck, and we will not be stopped. That's the only chink that's holding us back because I think Bobo has to account for what he feels may happen on that side too, while he's calling his plays. So that's what I had to say about it, man. But overall, look, the team did a hellacious job, and that offensive line showed out Saturday.
CA. I know you.
V, my bad. And two, I was just
Yeah,
saying to
go
that
ahead.
play, the safety was even shaded to that side. He was shaded to the strong side of the field. He was down there on the right hash. He should have been
Get him,
throwing
Thad.
backside just off the pre-snap read. I'm sorry to see that.
Get him, Thad.
No, it's too late. Don't do that now. Like both of y'all, I'ma be Bree. You know what, Thad? You got me back.
We just pulled a
Y'all
CA.
just touched on everything. It ain't no need for me to act like I got something to say. Y'all done ran through my whole little list. You didn't miss. Shout out to Cool Cal for following direction.
Right,
You know,
right.
the two of y'all just covered all the bases, boys.
I'm gonna be short and
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna be brief, and then just took off.
Well, y'all boys sound like Trump. Come on, man.
Oh,
Come on, man.
Hey man, we just got our CA on, man. Let us
It was
do
good.
it.
Hey, that's why I say I'm gonna get out of the way. I understand that. The passion was there.
right. Anything to add, CA?
No, man. You know, Beck talented but inconsistent with his mechanics. The wide receivers did have drops, and I ain't gonna never give you no pass for that. We good on contested catches, but the easy pass is a problem. And with Bobo, I'm biased. You know, y'all know I like what I saw. It is what it is. We got 30 points.
Okay. Hey man, all good points. Let me see if I can pull a JV in the shorty and touch on no Diddy, all of these three. Wide receivers. I do have a problem with London Humphreys. It's the second time he's tried to catch the ball and keep running. Hey, bro, catch the ball first. Stop trying to run. Catch the ball. That was a crucial second down on that same drive. We called 3 straight pass plays. Mike Bobo, we up 30-15, 10 minutes and 37 seconds left in the game. Salt the game away. Let's give the ball to Trevor Etienne. He's been running all through Texas all night long. So I did have a problem with that. We got a little pass happy. I don't feel like Saturday night called for Carson Beck, who had already thrown 2 picks in the first quarter, to throw the ball 45 times, especially when Etienne is getting 6 yards per carry at times. I mean, the dude was literally just slicing them up like cheese. And then we get in the fourth quarter, like I say, we get a stop and we get the ball back. Again, if London Humphreys doesn't drop the ball, yes, we get a first down. I don't think he should have been in the position to drop the ball in the first place. Like, we got the ball with 10 minutes and 37 seconds left. We threw the ball 3 straight times. It only took 30 seconds off the game clock. Texas gets the ball back. I don't think when you're playing a team like Texas, you want to do that. We used to, under Kirby, do things like that. We get up 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, and then we let them feel the running game. Their offensive line was hunting, and the best way to let the offensive line keep hunting, let them run block. Let them push them boys around, which they was doing all night. That's the plays themselves when he calls them. I don't have a problem with the actual plays. I just felt like we got a little pass happy in a time where our running backs in our run game was actually doing really good, especially with Carson not playing good. Like he was not playing good. And I get we want to try to keep his confidence good. Let's give him the ball, throw it again. Nah, dog. And Carson, hey man, sometimes you got to lead the receiver, bro. Like you don't always have to put it in between the numbers, man. That's why he threw that first interception. Yes, the safety did make a great play. Yes, the safety was leaking down over to the side, but 84 was running a bend route, some deep over route or something like that, and he tried to put it right between the numbers. If he leads him like a half to a yard over to the middle of the field, we complete that pass, and he might still be running right now. And Carson's a good enough quarterback that he should know that. He almost threw a pick in the second half doing the same exact thing. Like, dog, you don't always have to put it right between the numbers. Sometimes if the defense is behind them, trust these guys that they can run up under the ball. I don't know what is going on. His girlfriend, him and the girlfriend been posting each other on social media all year. I don't know, man. We'll have to figure that thing out, man, because we're trying to make it to the chip, man, and we can't have Bobo playing like this. I mean, not Bobo Bet.
Hey, coach.
Aaron Smith.
Hey, coach.
He got bumped a little bit. If he would have just released outside and went straight down on his 9 route, I don't know what he be doing sometimes. That's what I'm saying. He threw the timing off on the whole concept of the route pattern.
Right, and I'm with you. I don't think we should give Arian any options. I think Arian should know his route, and that's his route, regardless of the coverage. You either get the ball or you don't get the ball. Shout out to Arian. Cool Cal called it out. Carson made a great throw when they scored to make it 30-15. We went right down 85 yards and scored or something like that. He threw a key third down to Arian. Arian caught the ball, got some yards. I'm just saying I think we're making things harder than they have to be all around. That's what I'm saying.
Aaron Smith. I'm sorry, Coach. Aaron Smith got to be the best practice player on the team. I don't know what the deal is because I've been complaining all year, almost 2 years now. Like I don't know what's going on. I thought he was going in the portal, and I ain't saying no kid should get in the portal, but I'm just saying I don't know why we highlight him when he keep dropping the ball. And yeah, great third down catch in a crucial situation, but if that's all we're gonna be able to count on, I can't really count on that.
Right. And the squib kick, Kirby explained it as our guy kicker hitting the ball the wrong way. He wasn't actually trying to squib it. Again, I don't know what the plan was, but I'm just telling you what Kirby said about the kick. I think it was a squib, but Kirby knows better than me. He's selling it to me. I'm buying it. So hey, that's what. And one last thing on the offense. Listen, man, I don't have no problem on that last time we went for it on 4th and 1 on our own 39. I have no problem with that. I do, however, have a problem trying to get 1 yard in shotgun. We Georgia, man. We RBU. Get up under center, man. We like what we doing out here.
At least a pistol.
Come on, bro. Like you got to get up under center to get. I don't care what team you are, to be honest with you. I don't care if you the Little League Titans, like whoever you are. Like you need a yard, get up under center, man, so we can get this yard and move on. Again, don't have a problem with the play call. I had a feeling Kirby was gonna go for it anyway. Go ahead.
Why you don't put your 225, 30-pound back in there? Like I'm gonna tell you what, and I ain't mad at it. But obviously, they trust ATN. Frazier clearly is not ready from a mental standpoint when it comes to maybe pass pro and some other things. And it's just like there's no rotation anymore. I mean, Cash got a few snaps, but it's like in ATN, we trust. He must clearly be the one that the coaching staff trusts, and ain't nobody else really up to par.
I'll be honest with you, on a consistent basis, there is no better running back than we have than Trevor Etienne. I get that Frazier looks better. He looks more certain, but on a consistent basis, it hasn't been like Etienne. So, I mean, I don't have a problem running Etienne. I just don't want to be in the shotgun running Etienne.
Right.
So, I mean, shout out to the Dogs for getting the win. But we're going to have to nitpick like we do. We can't have 175 yards as a team that's trying to win a national championship. But It is what it is there. We got a lot of dogs getting in here. I've been trying to show y'all comments, man. I'm going to try to go back by and give y'all some shout out. Tabitha Barkley, shout out. She said, go dogs.
All right, Tabitha.
Camilla Toe Harris. He won't get me this time. Nah, we all saw them down in those trashy fans. Hold on. The trashy fans, you talking about the student section. The student section, they was on another one. JB Cal, was y'all close to the student section when they started throwing the bottles?
No.
Well, I was. Let me just say, because I was in the breezeway that literally right there in the student section. First of all, I'm giving them hell and the attendant, so I was steady talking trash. I actually had to go get my boys and bring them back over there. But yeah, man, so it was wild, coach. I mean, literally, after you saw that call happen, it was like one bottle. And they realized that bottles could reach the field. And it was a shower from there. It was a shower. Matter of fact, they were trying to compete to see who could get the bottle thrown out there on the field the furthest. I literally asked one of the attendants, I said, ain't y'all supposed to control this and kick people out who do this? He told me, hey, listen, man, I ain't here for all that.
He said they don't pay me enough. They don't even pay me enough.
They don't pay me enough to be over here trying to kick nobody out. But man, listen, they lost their mind.
Free ticket to the game, man. Yellow shirt.
Right,
man.
It worked. They got the call reversed.
Right, they did a call that was definitely not. It was not pass interference. I know it's a lot of Texas fans. It's not in the comments. It's watching and saying, "Hey, it wasn't pass interference." No, it wasn't pass interference. But that ain't the point. But the point is, when you throw the flag before you get on your PA, you confer with the rest of the refs to figure out what the call is. They did that, and then he got on the PA and he said defensive pass interference. Once you make that call, there is no going back, dog. There is no.
But it is.
Yep. It's just a bad call at that point. But in hindsight, I'm glad it kind of happened and they reversed the call, because now Texas fans can't be like, well, if it wasn't for the bad pass interference, we would have beat y'all. Like, so you got the touchdown anyway, and we still beat y'all by two touchdowns. So,
man, look, they got two of our players got kicked out. We literally got 15, 30 yards and penalties on something I don't really feel were penalties, especially when on the one play where the receiver running back had the ball and he literally dipped his head to spear the dude on defense. Like, you want a defensive guy to do. The other guy literally gave him the shoulder. Guys, they need to really examine this targeting. I mean, we did have a lot. We gave them a lot of.
I think it was that bad officiating. It wasn't even the targeting rule.
Well, I think a lot of times they're equating hard hits as targeting. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because somebody blows up a player, that's football. You know,
I thought they were gonna kick Bowden out.
You know,
yeah.
Clearly, the second one was all shoulder. And like JB said, I mean, what are you supposed to do if somebody's running and he's coming down at you? Like, what are you supposed to do as the defensive player?
Right. I would
like to know.
I think that's been going on since they implemented the rule on all teams, and it just gets worse. I guess it just seems like it gets worse as the time goes on. Shout out to Antonio Moody for getting in, says love my dogs. Also, want to give kudos to Dalen Everett one more time. I know everybody saw the pass interference. First thought I had was, that's what I'm talking about, Dalen. Do not give up a touchdown. You give them 15 yards and live to fight another day. But I want y'all to go back and watch that play, and if they show the replay, slow it down. The Texas receiver literally grabbed Dalen and pulled him towards him as the ball was coming, and that's what caused Dalen to crafty on the right. That's that old veteran stuff, ain't it, CA?
Savage. Had a little class with that. I looked at it. I turned my head. I was like, that was hard.
Hey, we got receipts from Steven G and Ben G. I think they on the call, right?
Let's see. BNG, yeah, I gave BNG a little hard time at the beginning. Shout out to Derek Williams for getting in. I'm trying to get all y'all. Let's see if Stephen G. I don't think Stephen G done got in here. I know. I don't think Stephen G got in here. Let me see if.
And I told both of them they need to be on the call tonight. I told them yesterday on another show.
Shout out to Veronica Dillon for getting in. There definitely needs to be an offensive talk. Yes. I think sometimes when you lower your head, sometimes he just needs to be a no call. How about that? Like it's
just a hard hit.
Right, and it's just football. You know what I'm saying? It's just football.
As long as it ain't helmet to helmet, let it roll.
Let it roll. Let it roll. Like, right, the targeting to the body has gotten out of control. Like, so I like if it ain't helmet. Let's see. Benji said, think people overreact to the bottle because the call was reversed. That is part of it. I think another part of it is when that has happened. Me and Benji talked about this. That has happened in the SEC. But during the game when that happened, those teams were flagged at least 15 yards. Like they didn't even flag y'all, no. Like
they didn't get nothing.
Right.
Great point. Home cooking.
Acting like they're in the Big 12 or something.
Shout out to Kay Hill. I respect the Hedges photographer. She said, what a dangerous precedent. That is correct. Like, I'm interested to see the first game when there's a bad call. And I think it might happen this weekend where people just start throwing bottles on the field, though. So, let's see. Benji said, if it weren't for the bad you were showing up, we would have won. Yeah, I know that was a good joke. That was a good joke.
Yeah.
Arch got us in Atlanta. Is he gonna start? Because you know Steve Sarkisian been saying, and this is what my last thing I want to get to.
His starter.
Right, Ewers is his starter. How good is Texas? Do we think? Texas, eye test. Me and Shawty talk about a lot. Regardless of who they was playing, has looked like one of the best teams in the nation. Eye test. But when you look at the actual resume, and I'm not saying they're not good because I think they are good, but when you look at the actual resume, Michigan is a 3-loss team, and they're one of the only team that they beat with a winning record currently is Oklahoma, which is they're 4-3. Michigan is 3-3. So, what are y'all thoughts on how good Texas actually is, Cal?
I think Texas is a good team. They're a playoff team. They're going to have an opportunity. Everything they want to do is still in front of them. But again, I think, just like we all think, we had the best team in the country. So I feel like everybody else is second class and still trying to catch us is what I believe. But I think they're a good team. They're probably, they're a top 5 team, and they're ranked appropriately, I think, for where they're at now.
Right. I got you. JV, thoughts on Texas and how good they actually are?
Listen, I think that these guys have some primetime players. I think that they have a primetime coach. I just think they weren't ready for prime time. It's something different when you come out and you play against a team like Georgia, man. We have a pedigree at this point. We've been saying this for the past 4 years that we are the new gold standard. So when you measure yourself according to what Georgia is, and you not measuring up doesn't mean that you're a bad team. If you get beat 30-15 at home after you done talked all this trash and we done put that beat stick on you, that don't mean you're a bad team. It just means you aren't to the standard that we set for the rest of the nation. Whether we're number one in the polls or not. So I think they have a lot of season to play. We got a lot of season to play. I think these guys are going to notch out some primetime wins because they got some primetime matchups coming against teams that's not us. They should be thankful for that. But as far as being great, no, they're not a great team. And they can build themselves up because they have some really primetime players on their side.
I definitely agree with that. Diane 12552 gets in, says great feedback on the game. I gained tremendous knowledge on the game, players, plays, and coaches. Thanks. Job well done. Go Dogs.
Shout out, Miss 12552.
We appreciate that. I definitely second everything JV said. I think Texas has some like when we talking about rosters, I think Texas got one of the best rosters in the nation, top to bottom. Yes, Quinn Ewers did come out slow, but I still think he's one of the top quarterbacks in the nation. I think they got the best quarterback situation in America where if Quinn Ewers is having a bad game, you get to go to a guy like Arch. Not many, if any other teams have a situation like that. So should have been us. Shawty, thoughts on Texas going forward and how good they are?
Yeah, man, I think Texas is a good team because just based off their roster, it'll be hard not to be, and with the coaching staff that they have, it'll be hard not to be a good team. But I think it just showed you, like we always say, there are levels to everything, right? And I just think we showed that we just a little bit level above. I always say that if you want to find out where your program is, you need to play the University of Georgia, because that'll show you exactly how far from elite that you are. So I truly think, to be honest, I really think it's the best thing that could have happened in Texas, because now you know where your deficiencies are and what you need to do to get better and what you need to do to actually be elite. It's better for you to lose to a team like Georgia now than to like us in the playoffs, or a team somewhere similar to Georgia in the playoffs. So I think this loss really is the best thing could happen to them, especially in a season like this when you got a 12-team playoff.
I think that's a good point, Shawty. I think we got a little bit of that at right going up against Alabama, and kind of, for the most part, got our head on straight. And same thing could be for Texas. Now, Texas doesn't have another Georgia on the schedule. CA, they got Vandy next week in Nashville. They got Florida. They got LSU, and then they finish the season with Texas A&M, who this weekend takes on LSU for the top spot, because they're the only two undefeated in SEC play. What you think about Texas and how good they are going forward? You muted.
Can't hear you, CA.
Turn your boom mic down.
Yeah, microphone check. Let me get my equipment in order. Not a whole lot different from what everybody else on the panel said, to be honest with you. A talented roster that will have opportunities to show if they got better after getting their tail kicked on Saturday night at home. It might be a little bit of the boogeyman effect, just like y'all said. Sometimes a team just runs into you and you get caught looking in the headlights. What happened to us against Alabama is a perfect example. So will they be able to bounce back? We'll find out quick, because they got to take that trip to Nashville, which turns out ain't no punk trip, come to find out, So we'll see what Texas is made of, because they're no longer in the Big 12. Now you got to deal with SEC competition week in and week out. This is the truth of the matter. This is why you came to the SEC, because you wanted that strength of schedule to be able to support a potential playoff run, even if you did have a loss, because that would have crippled you in your old league. Now you should be able to bounce back, but you got to perform. So we'll find out. They've got the talent, but they got to look in the mirror and make sure that they're ready, because the league won't lay down for them. They're going to get everybody's best shot, just like Georgia will. So, the teams at the top are going to have to continue to perform.
Right. BNG, Texas fan, says your defense showed up for the first time since Clemson game, and the Beavers looking quarterback still turned the ball over, and you're talking great. I don't know if anybody said great. If they did, what I will do is break this comment down for you, BJ. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you think Texas is great, right? And I'm not just saying that Georgia beat Texas makes Georgia great. I don't think Georgia's great right now. I think Georgia can be great. But what Shawty's saying, I don't know if anybody else, but you still, and I think JV mentioned it, we still the measuring stick. We still the measuring stick in college football, and I think everybody knows that. And to Saturday's performance, yes, Carson Beck turned the ball over 3 times. He was 23 for 45, no touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and we still came to Austin and beat you by 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns.
So if you
be quiet.
So if you think you're elite, I don't know if you are, but if you think you're elite, what does that say about Georgia that we could play that bad on offense and still beat you that bad? So
I think that's a hurt talking in BNG, man. I think there's some fit. It's a meme out there, coach, with a whole bunch of feelings falling off the top shelf, and it just literally landslides a person down to their knees. I think that's where BNG is coming from, because BNG, if you haven't been watching college football for the past 6 years, you see and have seen what UGA is about, and for us to have not had a primetime defense playing for the past few weeks, and for us to come out and destroy the team that you love and may consider to be great, and we do them like we did them, that just lets you know that we can turn this heat up. And when the heat get turned up, then people fold up under it, as we saw Texas fold up under the Dogs. So, hey, look, man, Kirby said we came to eat, and we ate. We ate good, and we ate all day. It was great to see.
So Benji, now you were saying y'all was elite before Saturday, though, Benji.
Who is good, Benji? Everybody bad. Who good?
See,
somebody got to be good, right?
I know. Speaking of heat, that Bevo steak taste good on that Lambo engine.
hurt people. Shout out to J Dog.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like before Saturday, what was you saying about Texas though? That's all I'm saying. Like if you said they was elite before Saturday, one loss don't make them. That makes them not elite now. That's what I'm saying. Like
Hey,
it is what it
he
is,
said
dog.
picking, Cole. He ain't got nothing. Hey, we
I
get it,
know it.
then, G.
I
You
know
feeling
it.
straw now. You reaching, man. It's all good.
Right. We got one to
Take
get
that
on
L.
his face.
Take
Okay.
that.
Hey, and Guerrero played a hell of a game too. He played a pretty good game, though.
Takesha Sanders says UGA has the toughest schedule as far as ranked teams played. Texas hadn't played a top team prior to playing us, and they don't have a real challenging schedule to finish out. Not as hard as the Dogs, but I will say that Texas A&M is looking better and better, and they got a lot of hate for Texas. I don't care what the records are going to that game. They ain't played in like 15 years. They've been clamoring to play each other, so I'm interested to see what goes on during Thanksgiving weekend with that. But listen, this is the SEC, and we talk about it all the time. For the Dogs, for Texas, for Texas A&M, LSU, humility's only a week away. We got, you know what I'm saying? We got our rivalry. We get a bye, and we get Florida. And then after we play Florida, we play Ole Miss and we play Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? Texas plays Florida. They play Vandy.
Listen,
They
man.
play LSU. They play Texas. Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Listen, humility's only a week away. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead, Cal.
No, I was just gonna say even Vandy can put it on you. You know,
And it ain't even no fluke this year though. They literally
they're gonna have to deal with them.
They got SEC bodies out there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to JR Real for getting in here. He says if that defense shows up every day, you ain't gonna be elite on offense.
But that's the thing we've been saying though, like guy, we getting healthy. It's showing, guy. Like the ramp up, you can just see it. If you're watching it week after week, man, you can see the turn up. I don't know how you don't see it. You can see it every week.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't see it.
What?
I mean, we just gave up 31 to Mississippi State. I didn't see it.
But the speed that we were, and those got to think about guys. Some of those guys that were hurt, Cal, they were playing like 5 snaps a game, 7 snaps a game. Now they start ramping up their snap count, and that's what you can see in the overall defense. That's why the secondary looks so much better because of the front. Now, one guy who I don't know what don't happen to him was 3. He just don't got missing. I don't know where he don't went to.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Right. Respect Vandy. Best quarterback in the SEC is Mexican. I pray for times like this. BG so crazy. Listen,
Vandy.
Yeah, Vandy, Diego Pavia bringing it. They are 4-2 currently. So they are.
So. They look like an Army or Navy quarterback. That's
listen, what you hate is Army and Navy undefeated right now, and they can throw the ball now with the triple option. So
shout out to Drew Chronic over there in Navy, offensive coordinator, former Dog, East Cal leader.
Shout out. Beck is Dilfer is to Dilfer as UGA is to the Ravens. Beck is good enough to win the ship.
They got Bama this weekend, right?
No, they already beat Bama though. Hey,
I mean, Bama got
Texas.
Texas. Yeah, Texas.
Yeah.
In Nashville.
Who got Texas?
Vandy.
Oh yeah, Vandy.
Yeah, in Nashville. So shout out to everybody for getting in, man. We appreciate all the love and getting in. This was a recap of Texas. We got an off week this week, so we can do that because next Tuesday we will be full-fledged, focused on the Gators in Jacksonville, taking on in the cocktail party. And just want to let y'all know, man, on the cocktail party Saturday, November the 2nd. If you're not going to the game, you want to join us in Athens, man, so we can talk about this RTH and TGK tailgate and pregame show at Creature Conference, the official chat room of the Dogs. Respect the Hedges on the road doing our live show, Tailgate King Takeover with the tailgate. If you haven't experienced the Tailgate King tailgate, you don't know what you're missing. You need to get there and experience it. Black Girls Grilling will be there. Fire on the grill from them sisters. So y'all make sure y'all get there. November the 2nd, starting at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 271 West Hancock Avenue in Athens. Listen, if you're not going to the game, I don't know why you're not there for the RTH TGK tailgate pregame show and watch party later on. Get some of that craft beer. That's how we do it. Like, man, with that said, man, for my guys, JV, Cool Cal, Shouty, CA, And I got E-Rob, who has a lot going on in life right now tonight. Nah, shout out to
Shout out to
E-Rob.
baby girl. Yeah, volleyball game.
Right, hey.
He busy on daddy duty.
Right, on daddy duty, man. I'm your boy, Coach I. As always, respect these hedges, man. We appreciate everybody for getting in. And go Dogs.
Go Dogs.